talk until we get everything finalized because I got to do some checks and shit. Did you guys see um, Benelli is going to be there? And
Ooh.
guess what's going to be there? That new 12 gauge they got. So they're encouraging everybody to stop at the Benelli area and check
How
that
many
out.
people are going to be there, do you think?
Well, they
Sponsor
had
one.
four thousand last year.
4,000.
Uh, in those two
But that was
days.
4,000 for the whole weekend.
Yeah, for the whole weekend.
Yeah, it's
So
2 days,
this,
Rob.
yeah. So this year they're expecting more. Let me go to the Palmetto website of the Gather and read off all the sponsors because they got some heavy hitters there this year. You know what I'm saying? I mean, Glock's gonna be there. Benelli's gonna be there. Let's
Is
see.
SIG going to be there with their new what is it, the P320 that just goes off by itself?
The drop gun. You mean the drop gun? The drop
Yeah,
gun.
Yes.
I'm hope not.
Oh yeah, six. Let me put it up on the air.
Are we going to have to wear
Uh,
our plate carriers?
we're just gonna do a lot of goddamn ducking.
Move and shoot.
Oh,
Yeah, but
shit.
when you hear it go
So,
off, it's too late.
so here's all the vendors, man. American League, Amscar, AS Design, some hearing protection guy. I think he was there last year. His earpiece is expensive as shit. BNT gonna be there. Barista. Um, Bulkhead Injury, Caliber Coffee, Century Arms gonna be there. CMC Triggers, and you can buy the triggers right there. You can test fire them and buy them right there. And Davidson's gonna be there. Dead Air EOTech. Uh,
EOTech.
yeah, I'm not buying this shit. Uh,
Grumpy Gear.
F FD Days, Flex Industry, Grizzly Ears, Green Wolf Tactical. Oh, Grumpy Gears. You heard of Grumpy Gears?
I have.
Okay. Gun Gear
Golly.
3D, Gun Nuts. I heard of them. HK is gonna be there. Oh shit! Fuck, they weren't there last year. Um, JK Armament, KCI, Kimber. You know, right?
Kimber.
Karate Tactical. I don't know what the fuck they're gonna be selling. Chronos
I
knives.
think they do targets.
Oh, okay. The steel targets.
Paper.
Oh, okay.
They have a big presence on Amazon.
Is our
Okay.
friend Derek Giddings going to be there for HK?
I don't know. I haven't talked to Derek. I should have asked him. And it's probably too late to hit him up now. But make ready shoot tables. Oh, that sounds unique. Mathis Technology. Yeah, I already got some Mathis shit. Then we got Maximum Defense.
Microtech. Wow.
Yeah. Minutemen, Provisions, Montgomery Community College, Gunsmithing School. Morset, Palmetto Karaoke. What? Primitive Beer Nice, PTR. Oh, PTR is going to be there. Range of Point Decision, Rainier Manufacturing Recall Magazine. Recall Magazine's going to be there. Oh, shit. Resilient Suppressors. Right to Bear is going to be there. Yeah, they always there. Rock Islands. Oh, shit.
Rock Island, baby.
Rock Island's going to be there. They wasn't there last year.
TCM.
They wasn't there last year. They wasn't there at all.
Alfonso, you talked me into buying one of those.
So I want to know if they're gonna have that goddamn Saber 11. I want to shoot that bitch, or that shotgun that 570 from Palmetto.
Yeah, we got to shoot the
And
shotgun.
yeah, and Rush Creek Creations, Riker Technology, technical, Riker Tactical, Shadow Systems gonna be there. Huh, that's interesting.
Trigicon.
Silencer Systems, Springfield Armory. Springfield wasn't there
Walk the
last
Talk
year.
America. I never heard of that.
Yeah. Oh, Stoker gonna be there. Stoker. Yeah. The Wizard Force, Trigicon, Vet Solutions. I never heard of them. Walk Talk America and these
How big
liners.
the crowd you think, Alfonso?
Oh fuck! We're gonna be standing in line, fucking, to get to a lot of those events. You're gonna be
Lost
standing in
audio.
line. Who, me? I lost audio. 1, 2, 3, 4. Can you hear me now? Anybody hear me? Anybody hear me? If you hear me, give me a thumbs up.
Can't hear anybody.
Oh,
Yeah, I can
Robert.
only hear Robert.
Oh, okay, you can't hear me at all. Okay, so
Yeah, but you're coming out on the master.
okay.
Can't hear anybody.
All right, hold on. Yeah, my microphone jumped.
Audio's gone. Audio's gone.
All right, anybody, you hear me now? 1, 2, 3, 4. Nope. What's up, Coach?
Yeah,
Okay. All right, can you hear me at all now? 1, 2, 3, 4.
we can't hear you 1-to-1. I can hear Robert, and then I think it's the
Oh, what's
this
the
other guy over here.
who's the other screen? See, the other screen just
Yeah, that red screen has to go. Can you cancel that one?
I got it. All right,
There you
let's
go.
go.
Good.
All right, can anybody hear me? Robert, you hear me? No.
All right, now we should be good.
Yeah, but nobody hears me. 1, 2.
Yep, I think they can hear you. It's just between us that we can't hear you. Nope. But I'm hearing you on the other feed because I got a Rumble open on another box over here. Rumble. This is so much fun. Rumble. Robert, can you still hear me? Oh, so everybody's independent now. I can hear you moving, Robert. Dun, 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 dun. Get down with the big time. This is crazy.
All right, can you guys hear me now?
Yeah, I can hear you. Coming back.
All right, can you hear me, Robert? Can you hear me? Robert, can you hear me? Oh, Robert's got to refresh.
Yeah, and you're low. Your volume's low.
Oh, my volume's low.
Yep.
My shit's cranked.
I know, but I'm just telling you. It's like,
We're
Yep.
probably not gonna be able to do this show tonight.
this is crazy, bro. I'm fucking technology, bro. I'm telling you. Woo, baby boy. Let me see. That's crystal clear.
I'm calling him on the phone.
Yo.
Hey, so we got you on the phone. I think we can hear you on the air on the phone.
Yeah,
Okay,
I can
can't
hear him
anything
on
that
the
you guys
regular
are saying,
channel.
So
Yeah, we can hear him on the air on the phone. You hear me now? Or
Yep.
Robert?
I mean, I
I
can
can
hear
hear
you
you.
because I got you on my phone.
Yeah. So that's the way it works.
Okay.
I won't be able to take no call in phone.
Okay.
Right.
So I can't hear anything that anybody else says, though.
Right.
Right.
So
I can hear you. I can hear you, Robert, but Robert can't hear me.
you can't. Can you hear Al, Robert?
No.
Because it's tied into me. So go ahead and refresh your screen, Robert, and see what happens.
So right, Al, can you hear me?
Yeah, I got you.
All right.
I got you.
On the main screen, nobody. It's coming over clear. All three of us are coming over clear on the main screen,
Okay.
the broadcast.
Okay.
Yep. So we can just keep on going. Just
Yeah. All right. Trying to get Robert in here. Everybody's saying they can hear us.
yep.
Yeah, this is fucked up.
Yeah, I just want to let y'all know it's not our fault. We got an update with Rumble, and I think we got to catch up.
They're constantly, every time I come on here, guys, they're updating stuff. It's really getting bad, man. Bad none.
It's good and bad. Yeah, it was good that they taken the concern to do that, but
Yeah, but they need to work on that shit like fucking, I don't know. I don't know, it's a worldwide show. You know what I'm saying? So it
yeah.
never shuts off. Oh, you got to turn your microphone on. Oh, Robert. Turn your microphone on, Robert. What's up, big shooter?
I gotcha. You there?
Big shooter. Yep.
Yeah, I'm going to take you off the phone.
Okay, copy that.
All right, cool. So that's how we have to do it. We got it. When something goes down, we got to refresh the screens and come back in for it to reset. And with the broadcast being live, it'll still be there. We're just whoever refreshing it, come back in and come back out. That's all. That's all it does. So, yeah, we had a list of vendors that are going to be there. It's quite a bit. It's going to be some nice stuff. We're going to the gathering this weekend, guys. We're leaving tomorrow morning, and that's at the Palmetto State Armory is having a gathering at the plantation in South Carolina. You know what I'm saying? Hopefully, me and Al come back. No, I'm just joking.
That's fucked up. I heard that part. God damn it.
I can barely hear Alfonso, but I can hear Al.
Oh,
Oh yeah, my
Turn your
audio-
microphone up.
I told him. He said he's at full blast.
I got it.
I can barely hear him.
I got it cranked. Okay.
Hey, Robert, if you go to the open a window and open Rumble, you'll be able to hear him a little bit better.
Oh,
Open
hold on.
Rumble.
Let me turn my. Okay. All right. Here we go. They have a new feature. It's an audio channel feature. These motherfuckers, bro.
There you go.
There we
That's
go.
better.
Better.
Yeah, you guys hear me now?
Yep,
Now I
that's
can
better.
hear you.
They have a new audio feature down by the thing. I had to click on it and turn everybody's mics up.
Thank you, big shooter.
These guys are tripping. Wow, they're doing so many changes, man. It's just we
I
can't
knew
keep
it.
up,
That's
bro.
why when I was doing the host part, I saw it and I was like telling you, and you were like, "Fuck out of here! Get your shit together! Get a fucking new computer!" I'm like, "Bro, you give me access. You got to give me access."
Right. So my volume is up high now.
There
Okay.
you go.
Thank
We
you,
can hear
So
you crystal clear.
it's gonna be 56 vendors at tomorrow show. It's actually started today, and they were on X talking about, and this is how I saw about the Benelli. They was on X talking about the Benelli. Let me see if I can pull them up and see what they were saying about the Benelli. And they wanted everybody to come over and shoot that newest shotgun. It's the newest Benelli that just came out with. I think it's the one they had at the SHOT Show. You know what I'm saying?
Okay.
And
Tell us a little bit about that shotgun.
I don't know much about it because I'm not a I'm not a shot. You know, I'm a shotgun guy, but I'm not a connoisseur of a goddamn shotgun. You know what I'm saying?
Do you remember when I
But,
brought my Kel-Tec out to the range? You didn't like that?
Yeah. No, I didn't like that fucking thing. It'll blow your
You got a
fucking mind.
KSG?
Yep.
Yeah, he's got a
KSG.
KSG. Yeah.
Dude, that's a
It's-
sweet gun, bro. I know
You
he don't
like
like it
that?
because it's not a nice. I ain't say I like it. I said it's a nice gun.
Yeah, it's
Okay.
got 15 in the, holster.
Yeah, but what I do like about it is it recoils straight back. It doesn't do all that flipping.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Yep.
And the shells
it's
go
easy
down to the
management.
bottom, so it doesn't
Exactly.
get wasted.
And if
Yeah.
you're a left-handed person, it works really well for you.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's not for me, man. There we go.
It's not for
There you go. There you go.
Hey guys, if you're here at the Gathering 2025, be sure to head to the right of Vendor Village and follow the flags back here. We have some sporting clay stands set up, and Beretta and Benelli are going to be doing sporting clay demos, so you can try out a new shotgun before you buy it. And Winchester Ammo is going to be down here providing ammo for you guys to try out those shotguns with as well. Be sure to head on over to the sporting clay section of the Gathering and check out the latest and greatest in shotguns.
No, that's not it.
Hey guys,
Let me see if I can find it. I thought that was it. Let me see if they talk about this shotgun.
Alfonso, shotguns are the best home defense weapon.
No, they're not.
You don't like so?
Dude, I was waiting on. Yeah.
They're not.
Wow.
In my book, shotguns are not the best home defense.
One or two.
Oh, here it is.
Good.
Here it is. I got it. You say one or two what? Say what now?
One or two people come to your door, shotgun, will clear the field.
My fucking pistol clear that goddamn field.
Yeah, but shotgun, you don't even have to point.
Oh, I'll point.
That's just Benelli M4.
Yeah, well, you talking about the one that was the new Benelli?
This is it. Yeah.
Okay.
Benelli.
I'm looking for it. Yeah, I found it. Okay, so.
The Benelli
An
M4.
Italian classic.
What was the Army
Hey
using
guys, this is
when
Justin
you
with
were in
Palmetto State Armory, and
Alfonso?
today we're going to be
Huh?
What was
Cannon.
the shotgun that you guys were using?
A Mossberg 5.
Blunderbuss. A blunderbuss.
Mossberg.
Al, were
Oh,
you
you talking
using
about
the Ithacus?
in the military?
Yeah, in the
Yeah,
military.
he's talking about
We
military.
ain't carrying no fucking shotguns. What the fuck's wrong?
No, he said which one were they using, bro? Not necessarily.
Oh,
Yeah.
I don't know. I never was around shotguns. We didn't even have shotguns in our armory. You know, the
Wow.
only people had shotguns was fucking MPs and fucking. That's about it. We had everything was machine guns or fucking M16s or heavy. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, we
Yeah.
didn't have none of this shit.
I think it was a blunderbuss, if I remember correctly.
For
Right,
who?
around the turn of the century, right? And he,
Get the fuck. Let me finish playing this goddamn video, motherfucker. Watch this shit.
featuring a gun that needs no introduction. It's the Benelli M4. Before we get going, guys, if you enjoy this type of content, please consider hitting that subscribe button and giving us a like. It really helps us out. With that being said, guys, let's go ahead and get into the Benelli M4. So the Benelli M4 has a long-standing history of a military shotgun, has great pedigree. These guys are known for being ultra reliable, and the main attributing factor to that reliability is going to be the Argo self-regulating gas system. So this shotgun runs incredibly clean. That's one of the biggest reputations it has. It's got a unique gas-driven piston system that allows it to bleed a lot of the gas off up here so that carbon isn't coming back into your bolt carrier. This is in use by multiple militaries across the world, including the U.S. Marine Corps. Like I said, just the main thing about this is one of the most well-regarded shotguns for reliability on the market. So up front here, we do have an 18.5-inch barrel. And you'll see up top, you have your front iron sight. These are going to be Benelli's Ghost Ring sights, which are really amazing. So you do get a 5+1 capacity on these, and you can go ahead and purchase a mag extension if you want. Moving back here, you can see you get a nice sling loop, and then you get your handguard. You've got some really nice ribs on the handguard. Keep your hand in place. Even works great when your hand gets sweaty. Moving backwards here, you can see as we get to our receiver, you do have a top Picatinny rail, so you can mount your favorite red dot on there. That's a really nice feature to have on a shotgun. You can see when we're filming, we're doing some testing on the Vortex Viper shotgun sight. So keep in mind, we weren't taking advantage of this, but we were testing something else out. And then moving back, you see you have your rear Ghost Ring sight. And like I said, these iron sights are phenomenal as far as shotguns go. So keep that in mind as well. Moving down, you can see you have your nice charging handle. It's a really good purchase on there, so it'll be easy to charge that weapon when you're ready. Moving down, you can see your action release here, or your bolt release rather. Moving back here, you can see our trigger. We found the Benelli trigger to be nice and light, very usable. Everybody said it was easy to shoot. And then you have your safety here. It's just a crossbolt safety, so you push to the left of the gun to go on fire and to the right to go on safe. We do have the fixed stock version here today, but there are a couple options out there. You have the telescoping stock option, and you do have a fixed stock as well. On both, you're going to get a nice overmolded grip, which is very comfortable and really helps to soak up some of that shotgun recoil. And then moving back, you see, like I said, fixed stock, and you're going to have a sling option on both sides of this. And then you're going to have a nice recoil pad in the back to help mitigate that recoil, and it really locks in your shoulder nice. So now we're out here at the range, and we're going to be testing the performance of double-aught buck and triple-aught buck through the Benelli M4 as it comes from the factory, and that's going to be with the modified choke. So we're going to go ahead and do that now. We're using a Federal copper-plated buckshot, which is a very good buckshot. So let's go ahead and see how it groups downrange. We're at 20 yards. We're down here at our infinity target, and you can see we got every pellet on the IPSC size target. As far as measurement goes, we're at about a 19-inch, 20-inch group here. So pretty fairly wide dispersion, but getting everything on an IPSC target is more than enough for an 18-inch shotgun at 20 yards with double-aught buck. So let's go ahead and see how it performs with the triple-aught. So now we're at 20 yards, and we're going to be shooting the same Federal copper-plated, but this time triple-aught buck. So now we're down here at our target, and you can see we got them all within the IPSC size target here. And if you want something for group size, you can see with triple aught, we're right at 13 inches both ways there. So like I said before, fitting everything in an IPSC size target at 20 yards is more than effective for an 18-inch shotgun.
Yeah.
Just a couple closing points on the Benelli M4. Like I said, legendary reliability on these. This is probably one of the softest recoiling shotguns on the market. And again, that's due to that Argo gas system. And that Argo gas system is why it's so reliable. So if you guys have any comments on the Benelli M4, please let us know your thoughts below. And then go ahead and like this video if you enjoyed it.
Yeah, that thing probably is $1,400. I don't know. Easily $1,400.
That's a lot of money.
Yeah. I mean, for a shotgun.
So Al, when you were in the police force, what were you guys carrying?
870s.
870s.
Yep.
Slingshots.
How about the Ithacas?
No, that was a long time before that. They did 870s and a little bit of Mossberg, but majority of them are 870s.
Yeah.
I was way off. This damn thing is $2,300.
Whoa.
I might need to borrow some money, Alfonso.
I'll give you $5.
You're not buying.
Hell no.
We'll shoot
That is insane.
Dude, and you know they got the Turkinellis going for $500 and $600.
Yeah, the ones that make.
I mean, a shotgun is a simple system, right? It's a simple system.
Right.
It is a
Have to be
simple system,
complicated.
but this has a gas tube system on it, and
Yeah,
that's
well, my
something you
dog's
don't-
got gas, and I don't worry about that.
Yeah, but do your dog's ass buckle when he take it?
I don't have to pay $2,400 for it.
I know, but I'm just saying, you saw how smooth that damn thing shot. You know, to be an automatic shotgun, the recoil was not that much.
Right. But that you get that same thing out of almost any of the what's it called? The 1301 made by Beretta. It'll get it has the same inertia, reducing all that stuff.
I wonder how much. Let me see how much that one is.
They're about 13.
Oh,
Same thing with the Mossberg Jerry Miculek shotgun, the 930. It's the same thing.
Just give me a fucking.
But you got the Mossberg 590, isn't that the big one?
But that's
590. Yeah, that is a pump. I have that
A1,
one.
I think 590 A1.
Yeah, it's a good shotgun, but it's a pump. But these are all semi-automatic.
Yeah, but you know, Remington with all its problems, they're not really a competitor anymore. You know, they still make them, but they have so much quality control in the last couple of years, problems with quality control that everybody else coming along is just running them over.
But
The
isn't one
1301
of
and the 1100 used to be really good shotguns, especially once you tack them out.
one of the functions of a shotgun is the sound of the slide? Is that not?
No, that's a civilian thing, you know. And think about this: if you got real bad guys coming at you, and they're armed, and they hear clack clack, okay,
Should
that's
have
what they
already
expect.
had one in the chamber. I don't
Right.
know why fucking people clacking and shit.
Well, that's for the movies. That's what you hear in the movies.
Right,
yeah,
exactly. That's
Right.
what. So
Only thing you're gonna hear from me is boom, boom.
Click.
you'll see before you hear.
You're gonna see it'll be like flashing the light, and they go.
Yeah.
Only thing I'm gonna hear is oh shit, that's coming from them. And
Right.
oh man, I just looked at the time. Let's start the show, man. We're live, and we got Robert Mason here, Al. This is Two Alphas Talk Show, and we're gonna talk about our road trip, and we'll be right back. That sounded weird, didn't it?
Cut off quick too.
Yeah, it did. No, it's
Gotta get my pants up.
Yeah, pants up. This motherfucker sitting there with his goddamn pants down.
Exactly.
He touching himself.
I thought I had time. It was at least a good 30 seconds last time.
23 seconds.
Man.
That's all I need.
We are on Twitch, YouTube, Rumble, Kick, and the goddamn locals. So right now we're gonna I gotta bring up who's sponsoring this show and talk about some stuff real quick. We'll knock it out real quick, then we'll get into. We're not gonna be on that late tonight because we gotta get up early in the morning, guys, to get over to fucking Robert's house. What the fuck?
Be early. Be early.
Yeah, get over to Robert's house and hit the road. Go up to the plantation for the gathering and go up
You
there.
like saying that?
Oh
The
yeah,
plantation.
I noticed you
plantation.
like saying
I
that.
mean, it's fucking funny, man. I
The
never heard of
plantation.
a fucking range. When I first heard that shit, I was like, "What the fuck?" You know what I'm saying?
It's not
Hey,
like
go ahead.
Fort Bragg. It's called Plantation.
Right.
All
It's
right,
called
Right the
actual
Bear.
plantation.
Right the Bear is our partner in protection. We use them because we believe in the product, basically. The biggest key to it, and I say that all the time, I'm going to continue saying it because it's really important. When you make a phone call to them and you're stressed or you're stressed out, and there's an officer or detective even asking you for a statement, and you call these guys, you're speaking to your lawyer right then and there. Somebody that's representing you as soon as they pick up the other end of the phone. And if you need them to show up, same thing. So one of the other things that I want to clear up is with a fee, which is $35 for the year, $35, they will offer you bail bonds protection. Right. So that means that they'll pay your bonds. So it's not included with it, but it's an add-on. And again, $35. Once you get that, anything else that you want is an add-on as well. Family members, there's training, there's psychological services for after the incident. We always talk about, we prepare, we practice for what we may do if in event that something happens, but we really don't pay attention to the after effects, right? So they offer that. They offer 1-to-1 firearms. They'll replace your firearm when your firearm is confiscated by the authorities, which it will be because it's evidence now. They will provide you with a replacement. In most cases, that's yours. They're not even coming back looking for it. So these are the things that you need to look for in the program. And if one thing else, if you find you go to Right to Bear and do a comparison, you'll see that many other companies are doing the same or very similar. Right to Bear was doing it first, and these other ones are mimicking them because it's really worth it. It's worth it to have it. I think it's Lawyers on Retainer or something like that, Attorney on Retainer. Those guys, they did reviews a couple years ago, and they rated Right to Bear pretty high, even when they became competitors. At the time, it was those two lawyers. They had a YouTube channel, and they would talk about firearms and self-defense and things like that. And they were good, and they were local. I think they may be in Illinois. Wherever they were, they weren't nationwide. They got smart. They went nationwide, and a lot of the things that they were not doing in the beginning, they're doing now. And Right to Bear was doing it back then. So think about that. Make sure that you do have protection. You may not like the color blue. I don't know. Whatever it is that turns you off when you look at Right to Bear, you say nope. We still say get some type of after protection to cover you because you're talking about 20 grand right up front. These guys will pay it and they're not looking for reimbursement. There are other companies out there, in the fine print it says you will be responsible for the money. They'll give it to you up front. And if you lose, which is even worse, if you lose they want the money back because now you're not victorious and you lose. So that's a lot of stress. Think about this. You go on, and for a technicality, which we've seen in the past, say the state, which is the law enforcement side, they mess up the chain of evidence and the case gets that's a loss. That's not your responsibility. You didn't do anything for that. The shooting was righteous. They lost a piece of evidence, and now you lost. So technically, that company can come at you, and they want their money. And now you may be garnished for maybe $30,000-$40,000 that you're on a hook for.
And some of them won't even represent you if you're convicted.
Right.
If you're convicted out of
Depending on the type of case. So this is Right to Bear, the protection plan. Right to Bear protection plan. Whether you run somebody over in defense of your life or your family members, hit them with a brick, karate kick them, use a sword, any of those things, they're protecting you because you're defending your life.
Don't be a tightwad on this one, guys, because you're guaranteed to get yourself in a shooting, and you do, you can lose your job, you can
Yep.
lose your home, you can lose your wife because
Yep.
she might divorce your ass because you got too much fucking heat and debt coming on you.
Mhm.
So it's a lot of things in factor in play here.
Yep.
Don't fuck around.
Yeah, and the thing about it, it's not just firearms. They'll protect
Yeah.
you if you're defending yourself or a family member. Hell, a civilian, somebody that you don't know, and you saw them being beat up, and you decide that you're going to get involved. Your protection, you got protection because you're in defense, not
If
offense.
you
Not because you're
in
mad
defense.
and you're pissed off and you go after
Right.
somebody. You're on your own for that.
If you use a knife, a club, 2x4, a tree, your
Mhm.
bare hands, especially you karate and you jiu-jitsu guys, you know what I'm saying? You need this shit too.
Yep.
You know? So,
Yeah.
all
Karate
right. And from there, we're going to classes.
Yep, and the year's calendar is up. So any of the titles that you see there, you interested in doing, you let us know. We will show up. And small groups, individuals, one-on-one is our mainstay. We bring you out, go through an assessment, see where you are as far as firearms and understanding of the firearms, and we either make you faster or we teach you. If it's your first time, which I love working with the first timers. It's really good to see them start where they can't hit the target, shut up, Al, and then move on up to where they have a nice groups before we leave, and they get confidence and they understand it. That's my thing. I'm the patient one. My man over here.
No, I used to do
You said
beginners
used
all
to.
the time. I just don't have I ran out of time.
Mm-hmm.
And so Al has luckily taken up the pace. And he's doing a hell of a job out there on the range for us. So you know what I'm saying?
Yep. So we do
And
all
I've
of
been
that.
with both of you, so I know this is all true.
Yeah,
appreciate
exactly.
you, man. Thank you.
Yeah.
So concealed carry is our first official class that we're on a date of May 24th.
Mm-hmm.
Stop the bleed class. We talk about it all the time. It's more than just for gunshot wounds. Make sure you understand how you can mitigate someone's bleeding, especially a loved one, and keep them from going into shock and panic. Those are the things. So that's how we start. We start off with concealed carry, stop the bleeding. We start to elevate into all the classes. Next.
Right.
Scroll down. We're going to have a shotgun class for 2025, and that is on July 5th, right after the big celebration. So come on out and learn how to run a shotgun. A lot of people, you heard a little bit of debate in our pre-talk. These guys talking about shotguns and semi-auto versus
KSGs.
pump. KSG is not bad. Bull pumps. I'm not a bull pump guy, but that gun is
You know
not,
what?
that's
I
a
might
good
bring
gun.
out my Sega 12.
See, Sega
We're going to
12.
shoot those tomorrow, Alfonso.
Oh
See,
yeah,
and-
that's true. Yeah.
Yeah, and those are the things that define you need to know how to run it regardless. The selection of ammunition, which is a very key factor. We are just talking about double aught buck. The gentleman on the video from Benelli was just talking about triple aught buck. Some of those things go on the wayside for people who are casual users, but there are options out there. I often get people asking me about goddamn dragon breath, and I'm like, you don't want to use dragon breath in your damn house. But nonetheless, unless you
Let 'em go.
unless you don't want to
Let 'em
live
go
there no
ahead.
more, right?
Let 'em go
Exactly.
ahead.
That is.
Oh
Yeah.
my goodness!
Dragon breath. What the hell is that?
It's
It's a flame. I'll bring a
basically,
video up. We'll talk
right,
about it.
flamethrower out of a damn
Yeah.
shotgun.
Flamethrower.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I forgot the chemical that's in there, but it's not Willie Pete. It's the other
So
one.
burn your house down.
It's phosphorus. It's
Yeah.
phosphorus.
It's phosphorus. Okay,
I think it might be.
I think it's a little bit
same.
less. It's one of those other ones. It's not as intense as phosphorus.
Oh, okay.
Stop the bleed medical and rifle battle class. Once you learn how to stop the bleed, now we put confusion and we add new people into it. So you're working within a group, not only triaging the person, but you may have to move the person. And then we give you on the spot, this part's bleeding, this part's bleeding, this has an open wound, this is this. So now you're moving and you have to use tourniquets and Israeli gauze in order to stop the bleeding on people in real. And everyone that we've done this with, especially guys that have been downrange for real, they say this is good stuff because there's nowhere that you can get this and not put yourself in danger. We pop smoke there too. I forgot that last week. Pop smoke there.
Yeah.
So adds to the confusion and a little bit of the chaos, but we keep it controlled. And if you want to experience something like this, come on out July 26th. Rifle and PCC class, August 30th. That class is a good one too because this one shows you and teaches you how to run your rifle like a pistol. How you can be on target and drive the gun, not just shoot it, you drive the gun. and you pick up the acquisition of the targets and the speed on the trigger. Those are the two key things my man got down there. He'll run you through and get you up to speed. And at the end of the year for us is October 4th, and that's a rifle and tactical gear class. Anything you bought you think is badass and is high speed, low drag, bring it out. Let's see if it works. Especially if you ordered it from Temu or Wish or even Amazon in some cases. Bring it out there and let us put it through the paces. And if it survives, we give you the thumbs up and a sign of approval. If not, we got some loaners and we'll help you out and make you through the class. You got to be intermediate or better, meaning that you have to be able to run the gun, whether you have a stoppage or not. You fix it and keep on going. There's no marksmanship. There's no attaboys here. You can't turn and look at us with showing us the gun. None of that.
Once the action starts, it doesn't stop.
Mm-hmm.
So
you
you
keep
got
it
two
moving
guns
all the
on
way
you,
through.
keep moving, keep going.
Yep. And if you don't, one thing that I've showed on the last couple of classes, bring more than one gun.
Yeah.
Yep. Go
you
down
do that
and
too.
flip it. Reflex, optics, and RMR pistol or rifle class. Get on target. Basically, get on target. A lot of people buy them and they feel that once they bought it and mounted it, it's good to go. No, you got to get it. Got to get on target. Got a little fine tuning and get that gun matched up so that you're accurate. Same thing with the rifle zero iron sights. Same thing. I've seen people put iron sights on the gun and they look down the road and no front sight, no attached front sight, but two flip ups, and never sighted it in. Well, it's not for decoration. It really has a purpose. Come on out. Let us work with you and get you up to speed and on target. And the next thing we do is we go all the way up to the top and you press engraving.
Oh yeah, laser engraving. I'm sorry, goddamn, I'm looking at fucking dragons, bro. Click on the laser engraving side. Got some videos and stuff you can see from there. Do leather works, dog tags, any type of metal, wood, plaques, anything of that nature. I have a let's see, I will be at the next month. I will be at the Master Gardener show on the 18th and 19th of April, and that's going to be at booth G12. Just look for the Saber Team Tactical flag that's flying up, and you'll see me out there. And we're going to be out there for a 2-day show, and we got a big ass booth that's going to be set up. If you don't buy anything, just come by and say hello. It's a free event. Don't cost you nothing to get into. If you're into plants and all types of other shit, that stuff's going to be out there. You can get at a discounted rate, fertilizer and all the other stuff for your garden and your house around stuff around your house, trees even. And but we'll also have some vendors out there too, selling a bunch of other stuff. So that's what will be in April. And let's get back into the show. So, like I said, we're going to be at the gathering tomorrow. We're going out there. So it's like 50. How many vendors I said? It's going to be 56 vendors are going to be out there, and we're going to go out there and try to shoot as many guns as we can for free. You know what I'm saying?
Why not?
Yeah, and have a good time. They're going to have food out there, so we'll be able to eat out there, eat lunch. And
Easiest way to get Alfonso interested.
What's that? Food?
Food.
Oh, shooting. Oh, shooting. No, that's Al. Al like the.
That's my man down. Okay,
go out
you
there,
right. Sandwich man. That's sandwich man.
Get you a pork sandwich. You know what I'm saying?
Assalamu alaikum.
Let's see. Who's that? Temple Leo Gerard? Who's that? It's true.
Gerard. It says Temple of Gerard.
Yeah. What's true? And so, yeah, thank you for stopping through, guys. And so it's going to be a hell of an event. I can't wait to see what's going to be out there this year. And it's going to be some new guys out there. Gerard, got to do things right. Yep. That's right. Yeah. And so we're going to go out there. Like I said, I'm hoping to see a lot of the 2011 stuff out there that was at the SHOT Show. And hopefully we'll be able to either get our hands on it and see it, feel it, touch it, or get to shoot it. You know what I'm saying?
You're saying the 2011 stuff from Palmetto, right?
Just from everybody.
Okay.
You know, because the Benelli M4 is a 2011 gun. So they just came out with that. You know what I'm saying? I'm curious if it was made in Turkey. You know what I'm saying? I'm very curious if it was made in Turkey or not.
Which one? The Benelli?
Yeah,
I better not be. I think it's Italian.
It's Italian.
Yeah.
Oh,
Italian.
it's Italian gun. Okay,
Mhm.
so yeah, so it should be fine.
Alfonso, when I went through your medical class a couple of years ago,
Mhm.
we were talking about the classes that you offer up.
Mhm.
One of the things that I learned the most about was tourniquets and keeping tourniquets on my body and my car and my go packs.
Mhm.
I think stuff like that is very important to stress to your folks here. Yeah.
Here's my shit. It's in my left pocket all the
Yep.
time. There's a Cat 7 and 6-inch is rarely bandaged, and they're rubber band together.
Yep.
And I keep them always. This is anytime I'm out and have a gun on me. This is always in my left pocket.
Super important.
Always, yeah. So,
Super important.
I never leave the house without it.
That was
'Cause
a great class.
Yeah.
That was your your Marine Corps buddy taught that class.
Oh, that was you talking about the heavy class. Yeah, yeah. That was
We had smoke. We had
yeah.
live fire. It was great.
Yeah, he was a Marine, but he was also a certified EMT. And
Yeah.
that was the first time I brought a certified EMT out to teach that class. And it was interesting. He was great at teaching the class. I mean, he really got down. And it was like then I reevaluated and I was like, it's some stuff we can cut out, some stuff we can leave in. You know what I'm saying? And so because
I mean, we were moving bodies, smoke. We
Yeah.
were shooting down range,
Yeah.
everything at the same time.
yeah, it was a hell of a class. Everybody had a lot of fun.
Got
And,
great video of that class.
Yeah, and but like I always like to teach, I like to teach it the military way. It's just when you have a gunshot, I don't have time to be pulling out gauze, packing wounds, and all that shit.
Yeah.
Bandage this motherfucker. Put a goddamn tourniquet on it if you see the right blood.
Yeah. Put some
You know what I'm
pressure on.
saying? Put some fucking pressure on it and put a gauze on there and fucking deal with the rest. You're in a civilian environment, so your next step is calling 911 and getting an ambulance there. The ambulance can be there in less than 7 minutes. It depends on where you're at. You know what I'm saying? So,
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
I just thought that was a great class.
Yeah. Putting cauterizing material and all that stuff on there. You're not supposed to use that stuff anymore because the doctors have to cut out the wound.
There you go. Yep. It
And
burns too. It burns
It
nerve.
burns. It cauterizes the wound, and so all that dead tissue has to be cut out because if they don't, it's going to turn into
Quick clot.
quick
Yeah.
clot. And packing the wounds and all that stuff. That stuff, packing wounds, is a great class if I'm fighting in Serbia. You know what I'm saying? But
Right.
I don't have
right. Keep
I don't
going.
have 911.
Right.
But if I had 911, I just need to put a tourniquet on that motherfucker and bandage him up. Get EMS down here. That's all I need to do. You know what I'm
Right.
saying?
Right.
Yeah. You ain't got time to be.
But it sells and it's cool, and you get people to learn a little bit more than they need. But maybe in the future, in a dystopian society, you might
Right.
need more of that. Have hospitals
Right.
less than 10 miles.
Now, which is true. Like a lot of people don't understand the concept of carrying this. It's not for me bandaging up motherfuckers on the road. This is for me getting shot,
Right. Mhm.
guys. This is for me. If I get a wound, I have to bandage myself up. I have to
Right.
take this tourniquet out and do it for me. I'll use it if the situation allows me to use it. If I come up on a car scene and I saw somebody get their arm chopped off or something like that, yeah, I'll throw a tourniquet on. You know what I'm saying? And let them know I'll put a tourniquet
You actually
on.
gonna stop?
No, I'm not gonna stop.
Okay.
But yeah, I'm not stopping. But if I have to stop, what if the car is ran and come in front of me, flipped over the guy's got thrown out, leg got chopped off, all this shit. One of those things. Then I have to break my shit out. But these, that's a lot of people carry these and they carry them, but they don't carry it on them. So if you get wounded in your leg, you're not going to have time to run back to your car. You go back and get this and put it on. And, a lot of people don't realize get hit in the main artery, you're going to have maybe a minute to 2 minutes to live. because you're going to pump out, and you're going to pump out. By the time you get to a minute and a half, you're going to lose consciousness because your blood pressure is going to drop below 60, and you're going to pass the fuck out, and you're just going to continue to bleed out. So you need to have this on you, at all times. I know it's kind of hard for a lot of you guys who wear tight pants and stuff.
Oh shit!
And you don't want it to go around your girlish figure, but you got to start dressing for this.
Alfonso, I used to carry cut up pieces of mountain biking tubes, as just an emergency little tourniquet.
You can use those. Now, the reason why they don't like using those is because it cuts too much of the circulation off. And when you cut too much of the circulation off, what happens? You lose the limb.
Yeah.
Because you need to have a blood flow continue to go through the limb, because you don't want to cut off all the blood flow to the lower part of the limb. And that's why you look at when we had tourniquets, when we was using from the Korean War, the Vietnam era, and the first parts of the 90s in the military, they didn't have Cat 7s all the way up to 2000s. They didn't have Cat 7s or any cat tourniquet. You use a gauze, 2 gauze and a stick. You know what I'm saying? And what happened, you had 4 hours to get that person to medical attention. 4 hours. Or they lose that limb. Yeah, because it cuts off too much circulation and the limb dies.
And you're actually old enough to have been back in Korea. So this is particular to you.
Thank you.
Before electricity.
These motherfuckers. Yeah. So, Big Shooter did say 2025 guns is going to be out here.
Yeah, you kept saying 2011. I was waiting till you finished.
But they're calling them the 2011 guns.
You're talking about that's what I was asking you, the difference. Like the 1911, that's a 2011.
The 1911s, the
that's
2011s. Right. And that's what I'm looking at. Yeah, remember I said the Saber 11. And but the most of the guns out there are going to be these 2025 guns. But the tourniquets, you guys got to carry this shit. And a lot of people, I was explaining to a couple of people the other day about right to bear. And a lot of people they're buying these guns. They don't even realize the fucking responsibility that's going down with this shit.
It's more than just strapping it on.
Right. It is a lot more than just strapping it on.
Hey,
Al, when you were in the police force, what were you guys carrying?
As far as what? Guns?
Medical packs.
Radio, 911.
Radio.
You got a radio on your hip. You didn't. They didn't start tourniquets for like all law enforcement until maybe 5-6 years ago.
And I didn't think you guys didn't even wear bulletproof vests back then, did you?
When I first started, I didn't. 1986, I didn't. It was an option. 86 was an option. By the time I switched to my next agency, which was closer to Washington, D.C., with Prince George's County, it was mandatory in 1989.
You're talking level 3.
Yep. Well, back then it was level 2. Level 3 didn't come around until around. Level 2 came around in about late 90s, like 95, 96. So when I first started, it was level 2. My very first vest that I ever got was not fitted for me. They gave me a vest, and it was like, it would come up over my ears, like right up to my ears when I sat down. It was fucked up. But the fact that you walking around, dude, if I stood up, it was fine. As soon as I was in the car, that shit came up like shoulder pads, bro. And I was like, this is not going to fucking work. Wore that for 2 weeks before I got my official, like a vest that actually was fitted for me. It was crazy.
Yeah. But you don't know what you don't know. So
right. Back then, it was, get one from over there. And I put these other ones on, and it was like, it was a fucking halter top. And then I'd put this one on, and it would kind of fit right here. But where the gun belt was, it would push it up. So I wound up like here.
Shit.
I was down there, choked myself when I sat in the car. I didn't realize it when I was trying it on inside. It was inside of the locker room. I didn't try it. I didn't sit down. I just, this works. Then when the first time I sat down, I was like, fuck, this ain't gonna work. This ain't gonna work.
You're in your squad car, and they're like, Officer Al, come in. And you're all choked out.
So the vest, your first vest, it went on outside?
No, it was under my shirt.
It was under your
shirt. Whole shirt. Okay. Exactly. The whole shirt hiked up just like this. And the good thing was, it was summertime, So I had a short sleeve shirt on, so I didn't have to worry. If I was wearing a tie, that would have been terrible.
A
And my
tie.
field training officer kept looking at it, going, "Dude, that doesn't look comfortable." It's not. It's not. It's not comfortable.
Right. That is so fucking funny, man.
Yep.
It wasn't funny to Al back then.
No, bro.
Right.
I mean, but like Al said, I didn't know. It was just like, all right, let me deal with this. And then field training was like, hey man, let's get you another vest. Because I'm trying to impress this motherfucker. You know, I know the law. Look at that car right there. Let's pull these people over. I'm chop trying to get on. And he's like, man, nah, we're not doing this. And he advocated for me. And then, but I said it's like 2 weeks I had to wear that. By the next time the shift changed, I had a new vest. Yep.
Wow.
But it's crazy because back then there was no thought of tourniquets. There was what do you call that? First aid training of using a belt. And Al, it's the same as using anything else. You might as well be using a fucking wire because you're gonna lose the limb. That's going way back when the first time a tourniquet was used, and that's gonna hurt you. And that's what with our thought pattern. If you're out in the field and you're waiting for EMT and say it was an injured officer, wrap your belt around his thigh. That shit would be.
Yeah, you're gonna lose a leg.
Well, don't you think it's more about knowledge about how much pressure and all this stuff? And there's just so much more information out there now.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah,
absolutely.
Yeah, from soldiers dying. Yeah. That's where all this shit came from people dying.
Yeah, absolutely.
But you got to look at the military used that old system of tourniquets from when the Korean War started,
50 something.
52 until almost 2000. That's what they used that old style military tourniquet from. So you're looking at over a 30, 40 year span. That shit went. You know what I'm saying? And the Army didn't teach anything else. That's all they fucking taught. You know what I'm saying?
1950, bro.
Yeah. And so that's a long fucking time, man. And now the reason it changed because the CAT system came out and it was a doctor who actually developed the CAT system. And because he got tired of seeing soldiers losing their limbs and stuff.
Right. The fact that the person was alive was great. They were trying to now find the way to keep their limbs without having to cut them off.
Because we used to have, when we could put tourniquets on somebody, you'll take the blood of the person and you'll write the time that you put the tourniquet on their forehead and you put a T on it. So they'll see it. So they'll get there fucking goddamn 30 minutes later and fucking look at that and oh shit, he got a tourniquet. Now we got.
Well, don't they still do that, Alfonso?
Well, now you write it on the tourniquet. Yeah.
There's a little tab on it, that white tab that says time. That's actually for you to write it in. So you're supposed to have and some of them come with a marker. I forgot which color.
Yeah, they do come with
a Sharpie.
But you just note the time and just tell the medics when you put it on. It's not a real this put it on, look at the time, it's fucking all right. 3:15. So let's put it in a round up.
Because even back then they used to have this thing where you take it off for 30 seconds and put it back on, release the pressure. And now it's once
you're not supposed to.
Right.
You cannot take it off.
But see, that goes to what you said, Al, in reference to people who passed away that now give us this information because they realized then once you open it or released it,
it's worse. It is worse. They bleed out more because now
keep it on and
some cauterized area
because of the clotting of the blood. Once the blood starts to clot,
you start sending clots all through the body now.
If you open up that,
so let's
now
leave it.
A lot of people don't realize you can double tourniquet a person. You can put 2 tourniquets on them if one is not holding, and then don't put it above the tourniquet you just put on. You can put it below the tourniquet you just put it on.
And try to reduce the whole flow.
Yeah, try to reduce the flow. Or all else fails, just apply pressure, man. Put that bandage on there and just hold it. Push down.
People don't. What you said, Al, most people don't realize the pressure that you have to do when you put a tourniquet on properly. That is one of the most painful. It's almost as painful as the goddamn wound. It has to be because when you see the person wince up, go 3 or 4 more, and at that point, that's when it's tight. You got to wait till that blood stopping, and I mean that shit it's making a fucking zero. We want to go from this to this. I mean, it has to go down tight.
And you'll see that shit fucking pumping. It'll go with the person's heartbeat. And as their heart is beating, that blood just boom, shooting out, and it's going to shoot out maybe about 2 or 3 inches.
Yep.
You know what I'm saying? And it's going to be dark.
Well, the reason I brought this up, Alfonso, is I think a lot of people are interested in this subject, and your class was fantastic years ago when you and I did it together. So,
mm-hmm. yeah. A lot of people just don't understand the importance,
right? Until they need it. Nobody does that until they need it.
Yeah. All these guys.
But the good thing, I will say, the good thing is the modern EMS system is very efficient. That's the key, and that's why a lot of times people don't take precautions to carry any blood stoppers, anything, and just because they feel that the ambulance. Where I was from, one of the things that we all were first responders, right? Medical first responders,
right?
And they stopped making it a requirement because 1, the law, and 2, cost, and 3, EMT was there. So in the days when I first started, you had to give assistance to somebody, even if it was a medical emergency call. You get there and there's a guy, he felt like he was fainting or he was unconscious. You sit him down and triage him. Modern day, you don't have to do that because of the law. And the thing is, most of these guys that you see, once they get out of the academy, they don't get certified. The better departments recertified it. Red Cross, the other one, there's Red Cross, and there's 2 major agencies in the nation that certify people first aid. Those 2, one or the other one, they keep you up to date. These other ones, they don't worry about you. But most of the time, what's up, therapy range? Most of these guys, when they do it, when you finally see it, you'll recognize him. Officer gets out the car and he's right there and he's asking you questions, and that's a guy that knows what he's doing. A lot of these other guys, when they don't do it, they don't have the certification. They don't have the skill.
We got a caller in that's going to explain the incident that happened to him over the yesterday. And, and go ahead. We hear you. You're live. Are we doing all right?
I'm not hearing anything.
Oh, you guys are not hearing anything? Hold on. They're saying they can't hear you. I know it's patched. I can hear you, but they can't hear you. Shit, motherfucker. Say something right now. Yeah, can you guys hear him?
Nope.
No, still can't. They said they can't hear you, man. They can't. I can hear you, but they can't hear you. Yeah. Let's see. Hold on. Let me try to refresh. Let's see. Fuck. Yeah, shut up, bro. Let me change my setup here real quick. All right, go ahead and say something now because they have to hear you.
Hey, can y'all hear me?
Yeah, we can hear you now.
Got him now.
Okay, they got you. All right. Okay.
All right.
Go ahead. Start from the beginning. Sorry about that.
All right. So yesterday at about 3 o'clock, I was actually headed out to go to the local gun range. And to go to the gun range, I have to pass by local high school. I go by the high school. School was letting out. And you take a right on that road that goes down all the way down, and we drive past an elementary school that's on the left. Now, that road is 1 lane going westbound, 1 lane going eastbound. In between the 2 lanes, there's barriers and there's concrete median, so you can't pass anybody. in front of me is a big black Lincoln Continental Town Car, and coming up behind me, riding up on my bumper, is this little Honda Civic rice burner, blue with stripes on it. He's flashing lights and gunning his engine. I'm like, well, I can't go anywhere because the speed limit's 25 miles an hour. And we go up, and for some reason, he's trying to now pass by me on my left side, but he can't because there's, concrete barriers in the median there. We're going up, and as soon as we get in front of the elementary school, which is to my left, there's a crosswalk, and the light was red, so traffic came to a stop. And all of a sudden, the guy in front of me in the Lincoln Town Car, I look, reaches behind and points at me a freaking Glock 43X. He's pointing a gun at me. So I immediately did a hard right halfway up on the sidewalk because I figured if I go right, he can't shoot that way at me. He'd have to actually get out of the car and aim across the hood. Meanwhile, the Honda, he comes running up behind me. And I'm looking. Now, I have a gun, and I feel carry. And in the car, I carried a cross draw. Now, he's pointing the gun. I'm like, okay, can't draw and shoot at him because the crosswalk lady is walking these about 10 kids across the street.
Damn.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
All right. So, and I'm like, best thing to do is stay in the car. Don't draw. Don't point at him.
Yep.
Now, unless he gets up and actually starts shooting, then that's a different story. So as soon as the crosswalk lady gets the kids across from one side of the street to the other, he starts to gun forward. I try to gun forward to get away because the rice burners come up on my tail. We go up about 3 blocks to a major intersection. There's a left-hand turn lane. Meanwhile, I got on my phone, 911 to the police department. I'm like, listen, I'm on such and such a road, going westbound. This black Lincoln in front of me, license plate number so-and-so, so-and-so. The guy just pointed a gun at me. I was so close up to the back, I can tell you what kind of gun it was. He's got a Glock 43X with RMR red dot on it. Now, the dispatch lady, she sounded so ignorant. So what was the tag number again? I repeated it to her about 4 times. I said, ma'am, they're in a black Lincoln Town Car. It's a limited edition. He's even got a sticker on the back of the windshield that says bad driver. Okay. He's about to make a left turn down this other road going to the interstate. All right. Okay. So, are you going to follow him? Are you going to tail him? No, ma'am. I'm not going to tail the guy. I'm not trying to get shot today. And she goes, well, do you want us to follow a report? Ma'am, that's why I'm calling you. The guy just pointed a gun at me in the school zone with the kids crossing the street. So just as the light turns and he's about to make a left turn, the rice burner pulls up behind him, and they both haul ass to the left. I drive on down, get to the range, and an officer calls me back. You the one called about the, incident? Yes. Well, can you drive back to the location? I said, sir, I'm at my destination. I told you where they were, and I gave you all information on the car. And then he goes, well, do you wish to file a report? Yes. I said, dude, the guy just pointed a gun at me in a school zone with kids crossing the street, man.
Wow.
All right, well, we'll have an investigator call you. I go in the range. I tell the guys there what's going on. Go out in the range. About 10 minutes, the phone rings. It's an investigator. Okay, I go outside, start talking to the investigator. And he's repeating everything that I just told the dispatch lady. I said, dude, I'm so close, I can tell you, look, if I was any closer, I could probably tell you the serial number of the gun. All right? He's got a 43X with an RMR red dot on. He's in a black Lincoln limited edition town car, tinted windows, big sticker on the back says I'm a bad driver. Okay? It says bad driver. Well, did you get a look at him? Well, I didn't get all the way up. I'm back on his recorder panel. He did roll his passenger window down like he was going to maybe shoot back that way. He's brown skinned. From what I can see, he's probably either black or Hispanic. All right, sir. Yeah, we got all that information, and just to let you know, we're going to give you a case number, and tomorrow you're going to get a phone call from homicide.
Homicide.
I'm like, phone call from homicide.
What the fuck?
So, from what I gathered, those two cars were involved in a homicide shoot. It just so happens behind me, when I passed the high school, there is a police substation. There was a car up on the sidewalk, almost an embankment, 4 units there. And then when I was driving to the high school, other units were going back that way toward it. So what I could figure out, what I could gather, I believe this was some gang members in both those cars. They had just shot at those guys and run them up on the sidewalk or whatever, because all the units were there. And there's another long way around. I guess they took that route, which also leads back over to the high school. And I just happened to be between the two. Now, the rice burner was running behind me because I guess they figured more units was coming, but I had nowhere to go. And we're in the school zone, 25 miles an hour. There were other cars in front of the Lincoln. So he couldn't do no more than 25 miles an hour.
Mm-hmm.
But when we got up to where the crosswalk was, you know, I'm looking at the guy in the Lincoln, he's pointing at me.
Right.
So here's the thing, situational awareness. If I would have drawn my weapon, I would have drawn my weapon in a school zone, even though there's a guy pointing a gun at me.
Yeah.
All right? I could, yes. Alfonso knows who I am, and he knows I'm a hell of a shot. All right? But if I'd have cranked some rounds up, it would have been headshots.
Yeah.
Walking behind him across the street, 10 kids in a crosswalk person.
Yeah.
Okay? And in front of elementary school.
Yeah.
If police had to come up, they wouldn't going to ask questions. They would have seen 2 people shooting guns. There'd have been an active situation. I probably wouldn't be here right now.
Yeah, you've been the first one shot.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Now, say for instance, the guy was cranking rounds off at me. I jump out. Boom, I get him. Guess who's behind me?
The rice burner.
Exactly.
Yeah.
2 guys in the rice burner.
Yeah.
I don't know what they. Now, the one reason I got up on the sidewalk, I'm in a Mini, real small car. So I figure I'm over to the right. The driver pointing the guns to the left. In order to actually shoot at me, he's got to get out, stand up, and aim across that route. If he did that, I got a clear way to gun that car and drive up the sidewalk.
Right.
All right. So I already saw an escape route right then and there. Meanwhile, I hit 911, was talking to him on the phone. Okay. Now, I was telling the guy, why didn't you get the phone up video? Dude, I had my right hand on my piece and cross draw.
Yeah. You don't have time for that.
I had the phone hit speed dial 911.
Right.
What county?
What do you think would happen if I was pointing a phone at the guy?
Right.
What county?
Right. So it was in DeKalb County, here in Georgia.
Okay.
Yeah.
DeKalb.
The worst.
And it was the DeKalb County Police Department that responded to the call.
The worst police departments around.
I don't know.
Exactly.
Bad. Fulton County's bad, and I got a big story.
Oh yeah. Fulton County is bad. Yeah. Yeah.
Well, it
Right.
sounds like you
But what got me
handled
was,
that situation right.
well, you know what? I've talked to Alfonso. We talked about all kinds of situations. I've done a lot of training with Favorite Team Tactical. I'm actually an instructor myself. Yes, I've been in similar situations in past in my life where I actually had to draw. I had to use a weapon. All right. Thank God I was always in the right. Okay. It was open and shut. No issues. But today is a new day today.
Yeah.
Okay. It's a whole new day. Right now, these young guys out here, they're going to shoot you just for honking your horn at them.
Yeah.
right? They'll shoot at the cops. When the calls come in the cops and they hear guy with a gun or active shooter situation, they're not hauling ass to that situation. They're going to wait till it's over with.
Yeah.
All right? If they are in the area, i.e., here we are in front of an elementary school. You got two guys out there shooting. They're going to come blasting. They're not going to ask questions. All they're going to see is two guys with guns, and they're going to shoot. They're not going to say who pulled first, who shot first, who was right, who was wrong.
Yeah. In a situation like
And
that,
I'm not.
situation like that, you would never have it because it's a school zone. And once they start calling in, locking the school down, they're gonna get there in seconds, and they're gonna come with their rifles out, and they're gonna shoot anybody with a handgun. Anybody with a gun is gonna go down because they're gonna think it's a terrorist attack.
Yeah.
You know.
Right. And I'm saying to myself, about the guy in the car that's pointing the gun at me, I'm like, are you that damn stupid? Because I'm looking at all the tags, you know, all there from you got stickers on the car that we can pick out anywhere, and we're in front of a school with kids cross the street.
But check this out. Nobody saw him draw that gun and pointed it at you except you.
Well, one thing I'm hoping is because in front of the school there's cameras,
Mm-hmm.
and later on when I was driving back home, I drove by there and I looked, and right there was a light swirl
Mm-hmm.
at the crosswalk.
Right.
Now there's homes on both sides of the street, and I'm sure they've got ring cams.
Mm-hmm.
Anything on that left side would have picked him up, pointing that gun at me.
Yeah, the cab is not gonna even research that.
Yeah, right. They're not going to go walk and say, "Hey, look at yourself." I don't even think they're going to go to the elementary school because I know there's cameras all in the front of that school. I know that for a fact.
Yeah, they don't give a fuck.
Yeah, it's beyond not giving a fuck. They ain't got nobody to send, and if nobody's dead, there's no report. Nobody bleeding, no report. So it's kind of hard.
Right.
The other thing too is when you talking about the vehicle, it's probably stolen.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, well, you know, because you know when they called me back, when I got called back, when I finally spoke to the investigator about an hour later,
Mm-hmm.
and he's like, "Okay, yeah, well, you know, I've got everything down, and tomorrow you're probably getting a call from the homicide division."
And homicide is
So
gonna
he
ask you.
knew something.
I said
Something bad is
homicide is
gonna
gonna ask you the same stupid ass question. You know what I'm saying? It's like, come on, dude.
Right.
You already got my statement, man. What the fuck? Stop. What the fuck?
I mean, they had it recorded. He repeated verbatim every word that I told the dispatcher.
Right.
All right. You know, he got all my information, you know, off my ID. I had to get it on the phone, my phone number, you know, hey. So.
Well, at least
Maybe you're right. Maybe
you called. There are probably other people who witnessed it that just kept on going because it's just another day in the neighborhood.
Oh yeah. Yeah, which is true. Yeah.
Right.
Well, it sounds like you did the right thing. Sounds like you did the right thing. It sounds like you did the right thing.
Right.
You kept your head. You used your vehicle as a impediment to an actual gunfight. You didn't pull a gun and start something. So you did the right thing. I mean, force on force classes. I know, Alfonso, you've done, I think maybe one or two at Saber Team Tactical, but force on force classes, and Al, you could attest to this all day long. You do things that you don't think you're going to do when the time comes, when you're put under that pressure. And I think you did the right thing. Sounds to me you did the right thing.
Yep. You didn't make it worse. You didn't make the situation worse. And you're not standing in the courtroom where somebody's asking you to raise your hand and swear.
Mm-hmm.
So, well, the main factor here is how he kept his cool. This was a school zone. And you know,
even worse.
Yeah, you start drawing that gun in that school zone, it's going to immediately go into lockdown. It's going to go into an active shooter. And if you're shooting at that guy, what if one of those bullets get wild?
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And just hit one of those children. And oh my God, dude. Oh. Then he had fucking people behind him and two other guys in the so he had 3 targets in a 180 predicament. So the main target was in front, you know, and so that was the biggest threat, but not realizing the bigger threat was the 2 clowns behind him were already angry at him. So you know they probably had their guns already at the ready. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
So they'll just waiting on him to do something, especially when he cut diagonal and almost got on the curve. You know what I'm saying? So, and that's when they thought the fight was about to start. You know what I'm saying?
Good thing it didn't.
A good thing it didn't.
And you don't know what they're carrying either. I mean, they may have freaking, Uzis or whatever. They could have rifles in the back seat.
Mm-hmm.
Who knows?
Gaming Chad. Good evening. How you doing, Gaming Chad? Thank you for stopping through.
Just trying, buddy.
And what's well, you got to look at these guys didn't have any regard for human life if they did this in the school zone. They didn't care.
Right. Most criminals don't.
Yeah. They didn't give a damn at all. They was willing to speed through a school zone and draw and have a shootout right there in the school zone. They didn't give a fuck. Yeah.
No.
Yeah.
And that's who we're dealing with.
Because apparently they were running from a shootout.
Yeah. Yeah.
Hopefully,
okay. Yeah.
Yeah, they were running from a shootout. Yeah. So
I've got the case number and I'm gonna follow up beginning of next week, and I'm very sure I'm gonna get the lowdown of all this and everything that probably happened.
Yeah, they ain't even looking for them motherfuckers, man. Them dudes, them cops.
You said did the homicide call you?
No, they haven't called yet.
No, haven't called yet.
Yeah. They'll call after.
But it struck me strange when I was told you're going to be getting a call from homicide.
Yeah.
I mean, hey, you know what that means.
Yeah, somebody was murdered. And you know how long homicide, you'll probably hear from homicide by about Wednesday.
Right.
Them motherfuckers caseload so fucking heavy. You know what I'm saying? They got a heavy caseload.
Right.
They'll be like, oh shit.
And that's sad. That's so sad.
They be like, you remember that shooting that happened 3 months ago? What? Get the fuck away from me.
Right.
Yeah. So yeah, you did a hell of a job. I mean, this is something that everybody can learn from on this is understand where you're at, who the target you have to shoot. See, he understood where he was, school zone. That's an automatic trigger alert to the police, active shooter, and it's a felony too.
Mm-hmm.
And so I don't care how you look at it, you're gonna be charged with a felony. Just by drawing down and engaging the fight without the fight engaging you. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
So then you're looking at children walking on a crosswalk behind the guy.
What's that buzzword everybody's saying nowadays? Situational awareness.
Yeah.
That's
how he started it out. He said situational awareness. Yeah. Then he knew he also had a threat behind him, but he didn't realize that the threat was in front too.
Right.
See, he was ready in the cross draw for the threat behind, not realizing that cocksucker in the front was going to draw down on him like he did.
Right.
You know,
and that's what Robert said. If you during the middle, he said you know having more than one adversary.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
You know,
and that was either way it goes, a no-win situation in your part. And if you
handled that right,
or you wouldn't have been here today. Either they would have killed you, the second car would have got you, or the police would have got you when they came up on scene.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying?
Exactly.
Yeah.
And the thing about it is, and another thing, like I was telling you, Alfonso, I was headed to the shooting range.
Yeah.
And in my range bags, besides what I carry on my person, is about 5 other handguns, different calibers.
Yeah, your ass.
And we're not even going to talk about.
Yeah, you would have went to jail that night.
Yeah, and we're not going to talk about the ones that go back.
Right, you would have went to jail because they would have thought you was a part of what was going down. You know what I'm saying?
Exactly.
So they're just gonna lock all your black asses up. We'll figure it out after you guys be in jail. You know what I'm saying?
In the same cell, no less.
Oh yeah, they will throw you in the same cell. Now you got to fight these some bitches all night. You know what I'm saying?
The one message I want to get out there: look, if you ever get in a situation like that, you're not John Wick. Get that out your mind. Okay. It's not like in the video games. It's not like it's going to be in the movies. And Alfonso, you know I can run. You know I can gun.
Yeah. Yeah, I
But
know
come on, man.
I know you got your shit straight,
Not-
but like I said, that was a bad poker hand. You know what I'm saying?
Yep.
Exactly.
And
Yeah, but you
That
handled it
avoidance.
correctly. You
Yeah.
did it right.
yeah, I mean, sometimes you just can't. You can't just this motherfucker and just go for it all the time. You just can't do it.
No, you can't do
You know
that.
what I'm saying?
Yep.
Yeah.
You got green lights, but is it the right time to be greenlit?
Yeah.
That's the key. I
Yeah.
mean, you can articulate a lot in that, from your perspective, but at the same time, the justification is what's going to be the key.
Yeah.
And
Because if you would have, you drew down on that guy in the first, those guys in the back would have automatically had to jump on you.
Mhm.
Automatic.
Oh, yeah.
By the time you got through engaging your first 2 or 3 rounds, by the time you get ready to turn, you're done.
That's
I'm
when
done.
you
Yep.
slam on brakes to cause the other car to override, and when they lift up, see,
No, he could have kept going and spun his car in a 360 and
There
drove
you go.
backwards and
Yeah.
shot him. You know,
and
what I'm
open the
saying?
door. Remember,
Yeah, you gotta
gotta
open the door.
and lean out
Yeah,
the window.
yeah.
Use that 5,000-pound car and get the hell out of there.
Yeah, exactly.
Exactly.
I'll tell you, that's why I aim myself toward the sidewalk, because if that guy jumps out, because the only way he can now shoot me was to get out and aim over the roof of the car and shoot back at me toward his left.
Mm-hmm.
If I saw him get up, then I could gun it. I'm in a very small car. I could drive right up that sidewalk.
Right.
And I have a clear, I said, okay, I got a clear escape route right there. If he jumps up and starts shooting.
Mm-hmm.
One thing is, I want to make dang sure those kids got across the street out of the way. I'm not going to gun it up the sidewalk with kids.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
So I had to wait till I could see kids are clear. Meanwhile, the light turned red, the traffic in the front started, and then he went, and I got the heck up.
Right.
Trying to figure a way, okay, I can't go right, can't go left, they're still behind me. When we got up to the major intersection, there's 2 lanes to the right, 1 turn lane to the left.
Mm-hmm.
I immediately went over to the right, tried to get the heck out of the way.
Yeah.
Well, you
Even
handled
though I was back.
you handled it perfectly. You handled it perfectly.
Bro, they're gonna if
Right.
you went on that sidewalk, I think they would have called you for the Italian Job 3.
Oh yeah, they would got him.
Yeah, they would have called you for for the stunt driver for Italian Job 2.
I'm just saying nobody noticed.
Mhm.
Nobody was paying attention to what was going down. So, but I want you to hang on, don't go anywhere on the
Sure.
line. We're gonna close the show. And we're gonna have you for the
we have some parting gifts for
gonna
you.
talk to you after.
I'm sure.
Yeah. So this hang
Great
tight.
job. Great job.
Yeah. All right, guys, we're gonna close the show down. And reason being, we got to get up early, and we're all old men.
We're gonna go live
So we
tomorrow.
need sleep. Oh, you got? We're gonna go.
We're gonna go live tomorrow from the show on Rumble on the channel. I'll make an announcement as we're driving out there, and then we finally go live. You'll see us out there. And
I brought I'm bringing a hotspot too, so we can be even better. All right, guys, we'll see you on the range, and hopefully have some good video and stuff for next week. And we'll talk to you later.
Promote the Second Amendment, guys.
Yep.
Keep it
Love
going.
you guys.
All right, stand by, everybody. Don't go nowhere.
I'm here.